Yahoo and welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Mara and today I have another review for you guys. I'm going to talk about the new Netflix action thriller which is called Kate. If that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Like I said, today we are going to talk about the new Netflix action thriller, which is called Kate. It has been released as of yesterday, September 10th, and is about 1 hour 45 minutes long. Some of the main characters are played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, as well as Jun Kunimura and Tadanobu Asano, Japanese actors that I like very much. We also have the Japanese singer and also actor Miyavi, which I also like very much because I used to listen to Miyavi's music a long time ago. I'm not very, fond of his current music, but I very much like his old stuff when he was singing more Japanese instead of English. And we also, of course, have Woody Harrelson. And I have to say, I was actually quite surprised because I didn't expect this movie to be that good. I have to say, I was not that fond of the movie poster. It didn't really grab my attention. But when I read the actors that are in it and as well as the story, I thought, okay, it's Netflix, you pay for it anyway, so just give it a try. And I did today. Usually I'm waiting a little bit to, record reviews, but in this case I have to say I didn't really want to wait much longer to record a review because the movie surprised me. I am very happy with the result. Of course, it is not the best movie that I have ever seen, but I felt quite entertained. And even being only a couple of minutes into the movie, I realized that this is definitely a movie for me. The way that they showed Osaka and Tokyo and Japan in general was very pleasing to me, I have to say. The color grading of the movie is great. It is very dark and cold. We have a lot of blues and a lot of neon lights in pinks and blues and purples and stuff like that, It is also very futuristic. It actually kind of reminded me of Miyavi's neo-visualism era. I will put a picture up because he recorded an album that was very much, colorful and stuff like that. And yeah, I have to say, I enjoyed that very much. I loved the color scheme of the whole movie. Actually, also very interesting and very unique because we have a scene in the, first 30-40 minutes or something like that, where the scene is actually mostly gray, kind of black and white-ish, but then we have pops of colors in it, and that looked very interesting to me and very unique, so I love that very much. As for the action sequences, I have to say I was very surprised as well because the action sequences were quite well filmed. We don't have too many cuts. Mostly. In some scenes we do have many cuts, which I found to be very disappointing, I have to say, because I like movies that basically show everything, that don't have too many cuts, in the fighting sequences and action sequences and stuff like that. But it was still okay for me, I have to say. We also see a lot of violence, a lot of blood, a lot of, we see everything basically. We do see headshots, which reminded me quite a bit of John Wick. We do see stab wounds and stabbings and even an open split head basically. We see the actor Jun Kunimura slicing a head with the katana, which was very exciting for me because I love to see that type of stuff. Like I said, I do love Yakuza movies, especially the Outrage movies by Takeshi Kitano. He is amazing in making Yakuza movies, and I just love Outrage, all of the 3 Outrage movies so much. They are at least in my opinion, some of the best Yakuza movies that exist. So if you haven't seen those, please do. But back to Kate, we do have a bunch of scenes that really do remind me of John Wick as well as Kill Bill. And yeah, some of the great Yakuza movies of the past. I felt very comfortable in the movie. Like, it's not something that we've seen so often, but it's also kind of familiar. So that's what I loved about the movie and the camera work. We have a lot of overhead shots of the city, of the like Tokyo at night, basically. I love that type of stuff. So yeah, it's in general just a movie that I liked and enjoyed very much. So we do also have a lot of other Japanese actors, which I loved as well, because let's be honest, in most of the American movies, when we have people that play like Yakuza members or supposed to be Japanese characters, most of them aren't, you know? And since I do speak Japanese and I used to live in Japan, I can tell the difference. Even when I see faces and stuff like that. So I definitely do know when the actor is Japanese, Korean, or Chinese, or something else like Vietnamese, Thai, or like Malaysian or whatever. So there are so many different, you know, ethnicities. So I do kind of know how to tell the difference. Anyways, I definitely enjoyed that they picked Japanese people to play the Japanese characters. We have a lot of Japanese being spoken, which I enjoyed as well. I did watch the movie in the original version, which is English, and then of course Japanese with English subtitles in the movie. I do know that a lot of people watch the movie like dubbed, basically. My friend Yuli told me that she watched the movie in German, but they still kept the Japanese spoken in Japanese with subtitles. Nevertheless, I do feel you should always watch the movies in original version. If you don't speak the language that the original version basically comes in, then you should use subtitles. I feel a lot of the like meaning and context and stuff like that, even jokes for comedies, gets lost in the translation. So that's why I prefer in general watching in the original version. And getting back to Miyavi, I've been a fan of his for many years now. I've been listening to his music since I think 2004, 5-ish maybe. I also watched the movies that he was in, and he played either like minor roles or a little bit bigger roles like in Kate. But in general, I have to say for Kate, I didn't really like his performance. For my taste, he overacted a lot. I'm not sure if that was his choice or if he was supposed to play it like that, but I didn't really like it. It was way too over the top for me, and even the fighting scene was kind of meh for me, which made me kind of sad because I do believe that he can do better. And I do know that he's very proud and that he came a long way regarding speaking English and learning English so that he could act in American movies. But I kind of wished that they kept him speaking Japanese basically, because I kind of feel if he would have spoken in his like native language, that he would maybe have done a better job. Of course, I'm quite sure that Miyavi won't see this review, but if you do, I do love you. I do believe that you can do much better. So I do hope in the future that you get better roles and that you get a character that matches you and your personality much better, because to me your character didn't really make any sense. He was supposed to be in the Yakuza, but to me he didn't behave like a Yakuza member, you know, like he was way too like crazy and over the top and kind of weird. I don't know, it didn't really make sense to me. I do kind of have a feel for how Yakuza members react and act and behave. So I don't know, it didn't really make sense to me. Overall, I have to say I did enjoy the movie. I did enjoy the performances. Like I said, I loved the color grading in the movie and the camera work. I loved the action. I loved all of the wonderful Japanese actors that were in the movie. Overall, I definitely recommend the movie Kate to you. It is on Netflix. If you do have a subscription and you have 1 hour 40, 1 hour 45-ish to spare, then definitely give it a try. If you are sensitive to violence, to blood, and to that sort of stuff, I want you to be aware of that. This movie is full of this kind of stuff. So if you can't handle that, please don't watch the movie. I don't want you to be triggered. For today, that's it. I hope you did enjoy this little review about the Netflix movie Kate, which is available on Netflix as of Friday, September 10th. If you enjoyed this little review about the Netflix movie Kate, please leave me a comment below, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of that type of content. And for today, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful coming week, and as always, stay real, keep it real, and bye bye.